Hello everybody and welcome back to Eureka. Thanks to modern technology, the life of one ancient European is being followed like no other. Otzi the Iceman is the oldest preserved human ever found in history. Despite his near superstar status and having been examined for countless hours, there is still some mysteries about him that are yet to be solved. In this video, we will be going over the top 5 lesser known facts about Otzi the Iceman. If you're excited for this video, then please hit that like button, comment and subscribe if you're new, and hit that notification button to be one of the first people in the world to see these videos as they come out. With that being said, let's get straight into this. Number 5. Otzi had his own type of therapy. Over the course of 20 years, various studies compiled a painful list of medical conditions that plagued him. Just some of them include Lyme disease, gallstones, gum disease, and a whipworm infestation in his colon. Investigators had previously thought about a link between these illnesses and tattoos found in 19 groups all over his body. More specifically, they wondered if they represented a prehistoric type of acupuncture. In 2015, new scans found unknown markings on his body, bringing the total amount of individual skin art up to 61. The tattoos weren't images but crosses and lines, most likely made by rubbing charcoal into his skin incisions. Around 80% are located along acupuncture lanes connected to back and stomach problems. Otzi's ailments would have caused pain in those areas. The newest tattoos, 4 closely packed lines, hug his lower right ribs, and an acupuncturist who studied them confirmed that the location fitted with the treatment for gallstones and whipworms. If acupuncture was a thing during Otzi's lifetime, it beats China's earliest records of the treatment by 2,000 years. Number 4. The killer of the Iceman didn't have it so easy. Blood found on Otzi in 2003 showed that something violent occurred in the days leading up to his death, and that Otzi was the one doing the slaughtering. DNA samples taken from the mummy's tools, weapons, and clothing indicated human blood from 4 individuals, excluding Otzi. An arrowhead had traces of 2 people's blood, hinting that Otzi shot one person, retrieved the precious point, and then killed another with the same arrow. A third person's blood stains the Iceman's knife. On the left of his goatskin coat, a 4th person's blood was identified. What happened to this person is very unclear. The others met with the wrong side of Otzi's weapons, but scientists speculate that the final individual was perhaps a wounded companion he tried dragging to safety. Number 3. During the last days of his life, Otzi covered a great deal of difficult terrains. Despite his physical ailments, he was fit. Researchers tracked his progress thanks to an unlikely little helper, moss. 2 species possibly found their way into his gut through his eating habits and possibly from the water source that he drank from. Otzi's last meal of red deer was likely wrapped in fan moss, and he ingested bits that way. But the most unexpected find was bog moss. It was used to dress injuries as recently as World War II. Highly absorbent, the plant is also antiseptic and antibiotic. Otzi had a deep slash on his right palm. Researchers believed he used the bog moss like a dressing and unknowingly consumed some while eating or drinking. Incredibly, during that time, the moss grew 20 kilometers south of where he died. Otzi reportedly descended from high in the Alps to the lowlands, collected the bog moss, and then travelled back to the highlands. The journey would have lasted 2 to 3 days, and in that time, he covered almost 60 kilometers. Number 2. Nearly every expert involved in the Iceman investigation admits that the story surrounding his murder will never be fully known. However, there are enough clues to understand the basics. Otzi had been involved in a prior battle, as the hand injury and the blood of the 4 people showed. The palm wound, which is consistent with a defensive move, was the only injury found that occurred days before he was killed. Scientists and police investigators feel that Otzi wasn't a loser in this battle and incurred the wrath of somebody who didn't want a close encounter. In 2001, an arrowhead was discovered in Otzi's left shoulder. On-site investigations concluded that short before being struck, Otzi felt safe. He rested and enjoyed a good meal. The assassin shot Otzi from a long distance away. Most studies agreed that the Iceman bled to death where he fell. The motive wasn't robbery. Otzi was a prize catcher for looters, carrying including medicine, food, valuable clothing and weapons. However, everything was left untouched. It's likely the attack happened because of a personal grudge and that the killer left Otzi alone once he was dead. Number 1. A 2010 study suggests that the Alpine border where Otzi's body was found is actually a burial ground and not a murder scene. The research claims that certain puzzling facts make sense if he died elsewhere before his corpse was taken higher up into the mountain pass and ritually buried, months after he was murdered. Pollen found inside the mummy belonged to spring flowering species the season he died, but pollen in the ice hints he was placed in the pass during late summer. Calculating the progress of Otzi's personal items down the slope over the years, researchers backtracked the body's original grave to a nearby rock platform. Other researchers don't agree with these findings of possible relocation and burial, and that he was perhaps a high-ranking member of a local community. The doctors who carried out the first autopsy feel that Otzi's famously twisted arm occurred at death and would have been straightened out for a village elite. All human settlements existed far below. It would have required a sorely dedicated group to walk such a great distance just for a funeral. So there we have it. That is the top 5 lesser known facts about Otzi the Iceman. I think it is safe to say that although most of the areas brought up in this video are theories, it does not take away from how fascinating this man truly is. Thank you for watching this video, I really do appreciate it. Please leave a comment below with any suggestion of videos that you would like Eureka to cover in the future. With that being said, I hope you have a great day and speak to you all very soon.